Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is Maria Roses. I play video games. My camera is crooked, but we're just gonna leave it how it is. Today we're playing There's Something Wrong with My Blind Date. Something wrong with me, because I just wore a t-shirt to this date. I hope they're okay with that. Alright, let's go. Whoa! Put your name, Rose. Sick. I am a she, her. My hobbies include gaming, I would say. I like to read and like to do art, though, but we'll do gaming since we're here. You're here with me, you know? I love mac and cheese. A quote: fix your hearts or die. That's been my thing lately. I don't know. It's David Lynch. He says it in Twin Peaks, if you were curious. I got cat hair somewhere. I can feel it. Tuesday. It's raining. Should have brought an umbrella. Rain feels nice. Oh, I don't like getting rained on, but I never bring umbrellas, so I guess the rain feels nice. The sharp droplets of water make you feel grounded in your body. The roads are empty, night creeping into the city. Despite your protests, the nurse had to shoo you out, with visiting hours having been over. You try not to think about the hospital behind you. You try to ignore the image of your mom in that small, white room, the smell of disinfectant, and the coughing of other patients in the ward. She's always been your hero. She taught you to be kind. She taught you to be strong. She raised you on her own, and told you how proud she was to call you her daughter. Damn, this is already sad. It hurts to see her in that room, hooked up to all those sorts of tubes and IV drips, her skin bruised from the needles. As usual, you had paid her a visit, and as usual, she gave you a reassuring smile, telling you that everything will be all right. You tried to ignore what the doctor told you, stage D heart failure. 1 year left, maybe less. You think about your mom again. She's lost weight. Her eyes look sunken, the wrinkles in her face more prominent. Has your hero always looked this small? You look up at the night sky. She get out of the rain. There's something wrong with my blind date. Location: Glass Lounge Bar. A bell chimes as you open the door, announcing your arrival. Whoa, the art style is really pretty. Welcome to the Glass Lounge. Oh, it's you. Miss me? Not particularly, no. You walk over to the bar, taking a seat in front of the CO2. Rose. You're dripping water all over my floor. Apologize. You turn to see the trail of rainwater left in your wake. Sorry, but body. I didn't even realize. You grab a napkin and toss it on top of the man-made puddle, but the cheap material simply disintegrates into soggy, smaller pieces. That didn't help, did it? No. These napkins suck, and while I'm at it, your toilet paper is probably the worst thing I've used to wipe my cheeks with. It feels like literal sandpaper. Management's been cutting corners, not much I can do about it. Maybe should... You hastily wipe at your face. The android blinks. You can hear the sound of its motor whirling as it focuses its lenses onto you. My scanners are detecting a drop in your body temperature. Nothing a few rounds of alcohol won't fix. Fixing your problems and forgetting about them are two vastly different things. Counterpoint: forgetting is easier. We'll see how easy it is when you wake up in the dumpster behind the 24 Diner on 7th Street with your wallet gone and your right shoe missing. Oddly specific. People tell me things. Your memory scares me sometimes, but I guess that's why you make the best drinks. Flattery will get you nowhere. Not even a discount? No. Boo! You shake your head, and a few droplets of water fly in different directions. The bartender seems unamused as usual. You wonder if it's burnt out attitude as a result of its programming, or if it's just jaded from being stuck working in a bar for the past 2 decades. Say, what's new as of late? Got any cool new stories to tell? That depends. What would you like to know? Rumors? Gossip. I love gossip. You're a bartender? Surely you've heard some juicy gossip as of late. Maybe I have. Spill. Professor Joy from your school came in here the other day. The biology professor? Yes, he said that the school would soon be recycling a large grant thanks to the efforts of his research team. There are quite a few extraordinary bright minds working with him this year, some of them even winning awards on a national level. This is not drama. One student in particular stands out. They made a huge scientific advancements during their time at the lab. So much in such a short amount of time. In fact, that Joy joked that they probably already found the cure to every disease on the planet. But the professor did seem a little concerned about whether or not they've been receiving outside help. The kid's a super genius and can produce the results, but the things they've created just aren't possible without prior knowledge of a certain things. And he's a little concerned about the sources of those discoveries. He wants the best for his students, but he also cares deeply about maintaining the academy integrity and ethics in their work. I guess professors care more than I thought. I always assumed they were just in it for the paycheck. The android shrugs. Joy is just notoriously passionate about his work. But to summarize, his students are all intelligent and hardworking individuals. He's looking forward to writing letters of recommendations for them in the future. Wow, what am I doing with my life, am I right? I ask myself that same question every time I see you. Thanks. You sigh, stretching your arms up into the air. Man, I was hoping this would cheer me up, but I don't think that really helped. I admit, I'm not equipped to assist you with your personal problems. You think at this point, they come up with some sort of emotional support software for you guys? Androids have no need for emotions. That would pose a security risk. I sometimes forget that you're not a real person. I kind of see you as my buddy. Android shakes its head. Don't mistake what we have as friendship. Human connections do not mean much to me. Fortunately, for both of us, I'm not the only one in your life. The bartender glances behind you. You have a good support network, Rose, and people who really care for you. You should make the most of it. Speaking of which, here comes one now. Rose? Rose, hi! Pups, what a coincidence! What are you doing here? I just finished up at the lab. Professor Joy held us up to go over some of our findings. How's that going? I heard the research team's been on fire recently. Recently? I think that the last time someone set themselves on fire was 5 months ago. No, Pups, I meant you guys have been doing really well. Wait, someone set themselves on fire? It was an accident with the Burson burners. He's okay, though. And the research team, well, it's nice to work with other people who are at the same wavelength as me. Definitely a step up from when I was working solo. Everyone is so capable and responsive. We're like a well-oiled machine. It feels really rewarding. Glad to see you're having fun. By the way, who's the super genius on the team that I've been hearing so much about? Professor Joy's been gushing about them, apparently. Super genius? Oh, Artha, maybe? She's really smart. She catches on to things quick, and she's a hard worker, too. She's going places for sure. Oh ho ho! High praise is coming from you. Are you interested in her? Not really. She's handy to have around, that's all. Anyway, I was on my way home when the rain started to really pour. I didn't bring an umbrella with me, and the bar was nearby, so I thought I'd come in here to wait out the worst of the storm. I guess the weather caught us both off guard, huh? Somebody should fire the rain guy. The meteorologist. He can meteorologize these fists. Better watch out, weather boy. You're paying for my dry cleaning. Anyway, sit. Grab a drink with me. Might as well since you're already here, right? On a Tuesday night? Rose, I have classes tomorrow morning. Aw, come on, pups, loosen up. But he doesn't seem to be budging. My bad, thought it was a girl. Perhaps you'll have to resort to using that. Use that. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You clasp your hands together and put on your best pleading look. Puppy, please. I don't want to drink alone. You saw his resolve crumbling in real time. He's always had a soft spot for you. Okay, just one then. He moseys on over to you, only to pause mid-step above the puddle of water still pooled underneath your seat. I forgot about that. From your preferential... I can say that word, but it's not coming out. Preferal. It. We're just gonna pretend that word doesn't exist anymore. Vision. You can see CO2. Grab a mop. Rose, you're soaked. How long were you outside? A while. Do you have a change of clothes on you or something to dry yourself off with? I didn't really bring a bag out with me today. Oh, jeez. He zips open his backpack, digging through his notebooks and papers. Rose, you need to be more careful with your health. Prolonged exposure to cold will negatively affect your immune system. increasing your risk of catching a cold or flu virus. Reassure him. I'll be fine, pups. You know what? They say idiots can't catch colds. You're not an idiot, though. You pinch at his cheeks endearingly. Whatever you say. You sniffle, your nose runny. Guess the combination of cold weather and wet fabric got to you in the end of it all. We should still get you dried off a bit, Rose. Puppy, still digging through his backpack, finally procures a white towel. Found it. It's clean, in case you were worried about that. You scrunch up your face. Seriously, pups? I'm fine. And why do you just carry around a towel with you? It's convenient. I use it as a pillow sometimes when I need to sneak in a sleep between classes. That's not weird, is it? I don't know. What do you think, bartender? Very odd. Why not just bring a pillow at that point? I mean, towels could be useful for other stuff too. Like dipping it in chloroform to knock people out. No, I mean like using it as a picnic blanket. Nothing but excuses. We've got him cornered now, Detective Rose. Indeed, chloroform kidnapper, you evil deeds here and now. You guys do know that the application of chloroform via inhalation is a lot more difficult than just dipping a towel in it and holding over somebody's mouth, right? What? Is that supposed to be common knowledge? No, I'm pretty sure only a killer of the serial variety would know that. Guys, I'm not a serial killer. We're just messing with you, pups. Puppy sighs, draping a towel over your head. Let him do it. You sit back and relax, letting Puppy take the reins. He's careful not to hurt you, cautiously combing through any particular stubborn knots as he methodically parts your hair and dries off every section. It reminds you of the old days when you used to play together in the park after school. You know, I used to be the one cleaning up after you. Guess our roles have reversed, huh? Puppy hums. Seeing as how my messes were mud trails, dirt tracks, and the occasional wild animal, I'd say you got the short end of the stick. That's why he probably has bugs on his little shirt. True. You used to drive my mom crazy with all that weird bugs you'd bring into the house. I may or may not have gotten a little overeager in sharing my insect collection with you. He runs his fingers through your hair, gently massaging your scalp. Feels comfortable. Physical touch isn't a new concept between the two of you. Growing up, you often hugged or held hands, and had even on more than one occasion shared the same bed. But things have been different as of late, a slight shift in your dynamic with one another. A softer tone, a softer voice, the weird, unbearable feeling in your chest. Does he notice it too? You don't bring it up. You don't want to bring it up. It feels like something you'd ruin if you looked into the face. Looked in its face. And donezo. Set the towel down on the table, clearly pleased with his handiwork. Feeling a little more comfortable now that your head is dry, you give Puppy a big thumbs up. Thanks, pups. I didn't want to use the napkins here. Me neither. It feels like sandpaper? Sandpaper. The two of you share a conspiratory giggle. By the way, I didn't get to ask, but is that a new sweater? I won it at a trivia booth at the local snail convention. Snail convention? So yeah, SnailCon. That's a joke to be had here. I'm gonna spare him because he dried my hair off very sweetly. You can't do it, not to sweet little Puppy. With great effort, you push down the thought. CO2, having finished mopping up your puddle, returns it to its past post behind the bar. I'm struggling, sorry. You two seem close. Well, we're practically attached at the hip. Him and I have been tight since elementary. You grab onto Puppy's arm for emphasis. He smiles in return. How did you two even meet, aside from the fact that you attend the same school together? I do not have too much information on your history with one another. That's always bummed me out. I never had, a childhood best friend that's, all my life. My best friend, Kiosk Cat, I've been friends with since high school. But, that friend that you've been friends with in elementary, no one liked me in elementary school, and no one liked me in middle school. And it's okay. I had ADHD, and no one knew how to handle that then. But, yeah, there's no one that was but I also moved around a lot too, but I was a lot. It was really hard for people to get along with me. How did you two even meet, aside from the fact that you attend the same school together, and I do not have too much information on your history with one another? You strike a dramatic pose in response. It can't be helped. There's a lot you don't know about me. I'm really just a dark and mysterious individual. I find it hard to consider you dark and mysterious when I've seen you hunched over the bathroom stall throwing up from alcohol poisoning. The lighting's bad in those restrooms. Maybe you just mistook me for someone else? No. You hear so often that the image of your sad, pathetic form is practically burned into my memory card. You turn to Puppy for help, but he shrugs half-heartedly. You do frequent this place. Probably, more often than you should be? Traitor. Anyway, do you want to know the story of how me and Pups met? Trying to change the subject? Definitely trying to change the subject. Hoo-wee! Think I was 7, 8 years old? I was playing at the old park near the sea. The one with the hills? God, this music is loud. The one with the hills leading down towards the shore. It feels like a hazy snapshot or a fading image. The nostalgia makes you smile. I think I was picking dandelions. I thought they looked pretty, and I wanted to bring something nice back for my mom. Wait. Sorry, it's very loud. It was a simpler time. Your mom hadn't been diagnosed yet. I probably am blown to smithereens at the beginning. You shake away the thought. And as I'm picking these dandelions, making little flower crowns, I hear someone yell in the distance. It happened in a flash. I see the sky, then I'm falling backwards, tumbling through the grass. Next thing I know, there's this sharp stabbing pain in my ankle, and a crying boy in my arms. Turns out, somebody, not naming any names, completely neglected to check his surroundings while trying to catch a ladybug, and crashed right into me. Lady Beetle, actually. They're beetles, not bugs. Ladybug is a misleading term because they're not really a bug. Real bugs, true bugs, are insects from the Hemipteria order. Instead, lady beetles belong to the Calaptera order. I hope I'm saying these right. Which typically has an elytra that distinguishes. Papillote, the story. Oh, huh? Right. I was chasing after a lady beetle that had landed on me and flown away. And, I got a little bit too caught up in the chase and ended up colliding into Rose. Basically, we both fell down a hill. I sprained my ankle and he fractured his arm trying to break the fall. They sent us to the ER together. We were in there for a while, and the whole time, Puppy wouldn't stop crying. I think he was more worried about my ankle than his arm. I guess he was just scared I'd never be able to walk again. Now that I think about it, you made me a promise back then, didn't you? His face flushed red, looking like he still remembers. What was it again? I don't know. He definitely knows. I think you said, I'll take responsibility for you? Little Pups thought he'd have to become my permanent caretaker. My, how bold. Hey, I was serious, okay? If you were hurt. Looking at him now, you found his reaction. Cute. Amusing. He's always been fun to tease. Anyway, we somehow ended up inseparable by the time we came out of that ER. And well, you wrapped your arm around Puppy's shoulder, pulling him in for a side hug. We've been best friends ever since. A missed opportunity. You could have sued for personal injury. Like I was heart-changed. Aw, don't pick on the poor guy. He was just excited to show off cool bugs, beetles, to his friends. And plus, we wouldn't have met if he didn't crash land onto me, so all's well that ends well. 2 bodily injuries for a chance meeting seems hefty to me. Honestly, a broken bone was a small price to pay for me to meet Rose. I'd happily break more if it was meant I could be friends with her again in another life. He gives you a genuine smile. He'll always be my first pick. Be appreciative. Puppy is awkward at times, but he's always been straightforward and honest about his fondness for you. It's one of the many things you like about him. You can't help but return his smile. And you're my first pick, too. But no more broken bones. I prefer having you around in one piece. Speaking of that park, though, I wonder what happened to it. Is it still there? No. I was in the area once to stop by. They completely demolished it. There's a large commercial building standing in this place now. Oh, that's a little sad. Yeah, I miss it too. That hill was special to me. You turn to face CO2, who looks almost amused. Can robots even feel amused? What? Nothing. Just an observation. Now, are you two ready to order, or am I going to have to peacefully escort you off the premises? Puppy doesn't even miss a beat. One apple devotion for me. Nope, that's not what he said at all. One agape's devotion for me, with extra strawberries and the sugary rim. The usual then. And you, Rose? Monica's infatuation. Mania's infatuation. You glance at the menu. Ooh, that's cool. It's vodka, stained crimson by the... Oh, this is what I normally get, actually. stained by the raspberries and black cherries floating on the top. Not with the cherries, but like vodka cranberry. Perfect. You never seen this drink before. Is this a new menu item? CO2 follows your gaze. Mania's Infatuation. We just added it recently. I can't say I'd recommend it though. We've already gotten multiple complaints about the taste. Maybe you're losing your touch, old bot. Or maybe it's just a shitty drink. The idea of ingesting God's awful vodka has your interest piqued. I love shitty drinks. Give me one. It's your funeral. You watch in silence as the android begins to measure out the portions of your drinks with extreme precision. It's almost memorizing. Puppy gives you a small tug on your sleeve, breaking your concentration. Roses? What's up? Tomorrow, after you're done with classes, are you free? Ask why. It depends. Why? Oh, just to hang out. I want to check out that new commercial building you mentioned. The one where the park once was? And you don't have to decide now. Just let me know by tomorrow. Sure, but what's with the sudden interest? I'm curious about it, and, you seem kind of down. I thought maybe it'd help you cheer you up. How could you tell? I thought I was acting pretty normal today. It's just a feeling. He's always been oddly perceptive of your emotional state. Is it about your mom? Or maybe he's just an esper. You sigh, resting your face against the cool surface of the bar. Yes, I went to visit her today. Did her condition worsen? Stage D. Puppy goes silent, well aware of the implication of those words. He's been studying pharmaceutical sciences for just a few years now, and it's even the subject of him and his team's research work. To think that the little boy who wanted nothing more than to have the world's largest insect collection was now working to create medicine that would have helped others. You pause. Hey, wait. You've always wanted to be an entomologist, didn't you? Studying bugs? Following your parents' footsteps in zoology? I did. Then why'd you switch to a track in medical chemistry? I mean, clearly you're smart enough to pursue entomology, and it's something you're still passionate about, so why didn't you? Well, I do like entomology, and it would have been nice as a career choice too, but... He tilts his head to look at you. I found something else that I wanted more. Even more than an insect collection? Puppy giggles. Way, way more. Sorry to interrupt, but your drinks are ready. You straighten out in your seat as CO2 sets your Mania's Infatuation in front of you. Ooh, looks good. Thanks, old bot. I like that we call him old bot like he's an old pop. Old dad. Trying really hard to fix my lips. They are so chapped. You're welcome. You two enjoy yourselves. Ring me if you need anything else. With that, the bartender gives you an indiscriminable, almost smug look before disappearing behind an employees-only door. It's just you and Puppy now. He looks at the sugar on the rim of his glass before taking a tentative sip of his drink. How is it? Good. CO2 pretty much has my preferences down to a T. What are your preferences anyways, huh? Ask normally. For drinks. Oh, well, I like sweet things. But not artificial sweet. More like, fruity sweet? Natural sweet? Oh, I get that. I feel like artificially sweetened things tend to leave a weird aftertaste, and they make you throw up so much. It might be because the sweetener used. Sarkarian and asfaltcame K possesses an interesting lingering bitter aftertaste, which increases with higher concentrations. I have no idea what any of that means, but I concur. You pick up your own glass, admiring the intricate work that went behind layering the liquids inside. Then tentatively, you take a sip. Your face sours. CO2 was right. This tastes like crap. The vodka itself is flavorless, instead relying on the black cherries and raspberries sprinkled in for added taste. Even still, it does nothing to mask the ill sensation that comes with it. You feel like throwing up. Puppy downs the rest of his drink and wipes his mouth with a napkin. Then he fidgets around for a moment, something clearly on his mind. Yeah, let him work up his own courage. Let the guy do his thing. You decide to let Pups work up courage on his own. You don't want to pressure him into sharing something he doesn't want to. And if it's important enough, you figured he'd come around to telling you eventually. He tugs lightly on his stray strands of hair, a nervous habit of his. Finally, he takes a deep breath. You're probably the strongest person I know, Rose. You always face your hardships head on without any complaints. And, well, I really look up to you for that. I think it's an admirable strength. But, Whenever you're feeling down, you tend to hide it from other people. Even if you're really, really, really struggling, you still go about your day with a smile as if nothing's wrong. He peers at your face, gauging your expression. I know I'm not the best person to talk about this kind of stuff with, but I've been around for you long enough to know when you're really hurting. So, it's fine for you to be sad. I'd never judge you for it, and it wouldn't make me think any less of you if you did. He tugs at a stray strand of hair again. I know there's not much I can do to help, but I'm here for you. For anything, if you need it. Oh, sweet Papalade. Papilade. What did you do to ever deserve him? Yeah, ask for a hug. I think that's... You reach out for a hug, and Puppy immediately wraps his arms around you. It's instant comfort. He's soft, he's warm, he smells like the morning dew and fresh laundry. When's the last time someone hugged you like this? You can't even remember. You hate crying in public. It makes you feel weak, like you're inconveniencing those around you. But with Puppy, it's different. Somehow, you feel like everything will be okay. He rubs at your back reassuringly as you bury your face into his scarf. It's not fair. I haven't even gotten to repay her. You already did. I don't want to lose her. I know. I deserve to have my mom. You do. You stay there for a while, letting all your bottled up emotions run free. The Puppy continues patting at you on the back in smooth, gentle motions. It's comfortable here, so comfortable that you never want to leave. But all of the good things must come to an end. Finally, you pull away, wiping out your tear-streaked face with your hands. Thank you. I needed that. He nods solemnly. I just wish there was more I could do for you. He pauses for a moment, seemingly dealing with some inner conflict. I'll work harder. Hey, you do plenty for me already. Who else would lend me a towel in my most dire hour of need? Puppy pouts unhappily. A serial killer, apparently. Ah, Pups, are you still mad about that? It was just a joke. Puppy, come on. Okay, forgiven. Thank you. You sigh, leaning back in your chair. I gotta say, first my mom, then the sudden storm. I feel like my life's been nothing but a series of bad luck recently. Maybe someone cursed me, looked at me the wrong way, has a voodoo doll with my name on it. Whatever it is, I hope it passes soon. I'm just so tired of it all. Oh, wait, I've got it. He fumbles with his scarf for a moment before pressing it to you with something shiny. Here, you can have this. The pin's colors are a bit faded and chipped from years of wear, but it's clean. He's been taking good care of it. You've never seen Puppy go a day without this trinket, so it comes to a surprise that he's offering up something so precious to you now. They say Lady Beetles can grant you a wish. I know it's not a real one, but, maybe the magic's still there? He didn't really take you for the superstitious type. I didn't really take you for the superstitious type, being a STEM kid and all. There are some things in this world that science just can't explain. Take the pin. You pick up the pin from his hand and carefully hook it onto your own shirt. Thoughts? Super awesome sauce. You think some of your genuine will transfer to me now, too? Your genius, God. Genius will get transferred to me now, too? Now you're asking for too much. This is so childish. What's next? Don't tell me you two still believe in Santa Claus. You turn to face your uninvited guest. Louise Lou? Oh, good. So your eyes do work. Louise Lou, your friend, your enemy? You're not quite sure. I have to drink, my throat hurts. She has the presence of a tornado, entering and exiting people's lives on her own whims, without much regard for the destructive past she leaves behind. Pups? Yeah. This thing was supposed to bring me good luck, right? Well, there's no actual correlation between Lady Beetles and an increased statistical probability in good fortune. Are you sure you didn't just curse me instead? I don't think so. Louise crosses her legs in response, not fazed in the slightest by your obvious displeasure at her appearance. Do you even know how long I've been sitting here? No? 10 minutes. I've been sitting here for 10 minutes waiting for either of you to take notice. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it was for me to watch you two flirt with each other? Just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. You know, you could have just said hi. I didn't want to interrupt your little moment. She impatiently taps her finger on the bar's countertop, clearly irritated. You're not quite sure what's gotten her so riled up. She's usually cool and composed. Something must have really ticked her off. Hi, Louise. It's been a while. She doesn't respond. Are you interested in lady beetles? I have an illustrated book that provides a look at the evolution of the insect never mind. You sigh. So, Louise, are you here to finally apologize for ghosting me for the past 2 months? Look, I was busy. It was not done out of malice. I'm not an idiot, Louise. You were mad that I didn't want to be your own personal little secretary, and you decided to take it out on me by ignoring all my texts and calls. Believe whatever you want, Rose. I have neither the time nor the patience to correct you every wrong notion a person's had about me. Maybe they're not notions. Maybe it's just the truth. You know, it's not like you had a great reputation in the first place. Before we even met, I heard all those bad rumors about you. And I thought it was just because people were jealous. I mean, you're rich, you're conventionally attractive, and you've got charisma in your own way. So I thought maybe you were misunderstood. Maybe people just didn't like seeing a successful woman and wanted to put you down. But now that I do know you, I can say this is for sure. You're just objectively a terrible person. The only reason you ever kept people around is because they still have something of value to offer you. As soon as they outlive their use, you toss them aside. Louise doesn't even bat an eye at your accusation. Rose, everything in this world is transactional. You'd give something in the form of time, labor, or money, and you receive something of similar value in return. Friendships are transactional. Love is transactional. Even families are transactional. It's not uncommon to see fights break out amongst relatives over financial reasons. If something or someone loses its value, it gets thrown away. That's just how the world works. As long as someone has the talent, or can provide value to my life in any way, I am more than willing and happy to compensate them for their time and effort. And I've always been fair in upholding my end of a bargain. I think the reason you are so upset with my lack of communication is because you're mistaken about our relationship with one another. I'm not your friend, or your companion, or your partner, or your lover. I'm just here to do business, so don't go growing any personal attachments to me because I won't for you. Glad we're on the same page then, because I never want to see you again. An air of tension stagnates between the two of you. Finally, Louise sighs. Goodness, I don't know why I'm still here. Normally I'd have left by the first insult, and plotted your downfall by the second. How generous, so why haven't you? I don't know. I've been asking myself the same question as of late. Perhaps it's pity. No, it's more like sympathy. You happen to not develop any personal attachments? What happened to not developing any personal attachments? Sorry, it's late. It's 3 in the morning. I'm getting eepy. Perhaps it's because it's one of the few times I can relate with someone else. I know about your mother's condition. That catches you off guard. Why the hell are you digging around through my life? Just hear me out, Rose. I'm no stranger to the grief you're experiencing right now. I lost my ma and ba when I was 17. Losing one's parents, it's not a pain I would wish upon anyone else, and I mean that. She seems genuine. There's a hint of profound, bitter sadness behind her hardened gaze. Never liked Louise, but you do some degree respect her. Despite her questionable methods, she's always been capable and firm. A woman who, much like you, stubbornly refuses to show even a moment of weakness to others. You've always viewed her as the unshakable pillar, not to be looked down upon or pitied. But right now, she doesn't look like a towering figure of steel will and unshakable resolve. You look at her, and all you see is a vulnerable young girl. I'm going to ask her about it because I'm not a bastard. Louise Lou is the last person you expected to find solace in. And yet, as she sits before you now, you feel an odd sense of connection with her, a mutual understanding forged through a mutual pain. What happened? I don't know the full story. The police only ever figured out bits and pieces based on circumstantial evidence from the crash. It happened 6 years ago, on my birthday. My brother insisted that we all go celebrate at a family villa. The trip would take a few hours by car, and we would have to cross a mountain to get there. Obviously, I didn't want to go. I wanted to spend my birthday with my friends. But Lou Ren was the family beloved baby boy, so naturally Ma and Ba listened to him. The morning of our departure, I came down with a particularly nasty fever. Our physician said I would need to rest in bed for at least a few days. I was quite pleased with this turn of events. But Lou Ren got upset. He would have me go, even despite my being sick. Luckily, my parents had a sliver of sensibility left. They had me remain at home while they left for the trip themselves. She goes quiet. The next part is difficult for her to share. The rest is, like I said, bits and pieces. I don't know the full truth. I don't know if I ever will. Police found the wreckage. They think they must have been rounding a bend when a deer or some other large animal jumped in front of their vehicle. The driver ended up veering them off a cliff straight into the wood below. Search and rescue combed the area for weeks. They found the car, but never their bodies. Not the driver, nor my family. But at the 13th day of their search, something finally came up. My little brother. They found him wandering around the wreckage in a daze. No clue how they missed him before. He was immediately sent to the hospital where he was questioned by authorities. And wouldn't you believe it? He couldn't remember a thing. The doctors say it's retrograde amnesia brought on by some form of trauma. You don't sound convinced? Because I'm not. I find it hard to believe that a 14-year-old boy could survive on his own out there for 2 whole weeks, all while some managing to slip under SAR's radar. And for 3 bodies to just disappear? Even wild animals leave tracks behind when they bury their meal. The trip was his idea. He insisted I come. My fever must have thrown a wrench in his plans. It must have been premeditated. He must have had outside help. But he wouldn't do that, would he? He's your brother. Not by blood. That's news to you. He's adopted? No. You're adopted. She looks irritated at your line of questioning. Yes, my parents couldn't conceive, so they adopted me. But it turns out all they needed to do was try a little harder, because 3 years later, they pop out the baby boy they've always wanted. You might have accidentally poked an old wound. I'm going to show sympathy. Louise, Stop. I already know where this is going, and I don't share because I want to be pitied. She sighed, brushed off her dress. Lucky me, right? Adopted by a wealthy family. That's quite literally the dream for most people. It's not that simple. My days of luxury are short-lived. Soon my brother will turn 20. And when he does, he'll have full control over the family and its finances. I'll be entirely at his mercy. What? You two are siblings? Shouldn't you both be receiving something? The Lou's are old money. They have customs and traditions deeply rooted in a patriarchal lineage that spans centuries. For my brother, that means he immediately is first in line to become the family head, to inherit everything that otherwise would have been mine. As for me, I'm going to be married off to whoever family will best secure my brother's position within high society, auctioned off like cattle. And I highly doubt a boy who killed his own parents and meticulously removed all evidence of his crime has any room left in his heart to hear out the woes of his dear adoptive sister. Ow! Ow! Louise gives you a shit a swift kick with her heels. It is a bummer, which brings me to the subject matter at hand. I need you to do me a favor regarding my baby brother, and I will reward you for your efforts. You blink once, then twice. That's why she sought you out today. All right. I knew it! It's never that simple with you, is it? Everything has to be transactional. There's always a catch. You sigh, too tired to even let anger take over. Fine, I'll humor you. What deal do you want to strike this time? I can get your mom a heart transplant. No wait list necessary. No long procedures. Everything paid for and taken care of. With the best cardiologists, surgeons money can buy. Oh, that's crazy. And what do you want in return? Louise smiles. I'd like you to find evidence of foul play regarding my brother's involvement in my parents' deaths. Like I said, Lou Ren will be turning 20 soon. He'll have a Gua Li ceremony to celebrate his coming of age. And then he will officially become the head of the family. I can't have that happening. I've already lost my parents to that monster. I've refused to lose their legacy as well. I'll need something big, something that'll permanently hinder his claim to the inheritance, while others help me garner their support of our relatives and others, family friends. Your head feels like it's about to burst, but, how am I supposed to find any evidence? This happened 6 years ago. I'll be setting you up on a blind date with him. You and Puppy both give her a weird look. She rolls her eyes in response. Of course, this is a date in name only. What I really want from you is to extract information out of him pertaining to my parents' case. If you succeed in bringing me back something useful that I can actually use, I'll have my people in standby begin the transplant operation on your mother. And if I don't, then the deal's off. This really doesn't seem safe. What makes you so sure your brother will agree to this date, especially the one that you set up for him? He will. These types of arranged meetings aren't uncommon for those within our circle. And since my network is longer than Loren's, I've been tasked with appointing him blind dates in order to find a suitable marriage partner. I've been setting him up on these dates for years now. I know his type now. I've realized he has a tendency to slip up when he has something he wants to place in front of him. And I have confidence he'll slip. He's got a voracious personality that can only be satisfied by someone with a strong will. Someone such as yourself. So play along, wind him up, lure him in with false promises. And gather proof. Any proof. If you can't find any, make it yourself. Whatever it is that gets the job done. She tosses a folder onto the table. Here's the information that my investigators have collected on him over the years. That photograph itself is outdated, but I can recommend you read over it. She points towards the section. His habits, his hobbies, his likes and interests. He's a very self-indulgent individual. He spends his time either pursuing the arts or enjoying fine dining. His mansion has a subsection dedicated towards the things he's collected over the years. She points towards another paragraph. His financial and travel records, purchasing history, and contacts. He often takes trips to isolated places in the mountains. I went through great lengths to acquire it. He's a private person who doesn't enjoy showing his face in public since the accident. It seems extreme. Huh, does it? Everyone says I'm just being paranoid, that he's simply self-conscious over his disfigurement, and that's why he keeps it to himself since. But I know he otherwise, and I know whatever it is that he's been hiding won't be so for long. I will reveal the truth, and I will get my revenge for everything he's done to me in the past. She gets up from her seat, ready to leave. You hastily run after her. Wait, Louise, this is all a lot to take in, and I don't know if I can accept this deal. It's just... She ignores you, instead continuing her walk towards the door, where a man is already holding the door open for her, an umbrella in hand. When you make eye contact with her, you can tell that she already knows you won't be refusing this job. You only have one mother, Rose, and no amount of money can bring the dead back. If there isn't anything you need to prepare in advance, contact me. I'll provide it for you. And you promise that my mom will receive the proper treatment as soon as I come back with your information? I swear it. So work hard. I want payback for the Wang Ban Dan responsible for my parents' empty's grave. And that's the end of the demo. Oh, shit. We didn't get to the date part. Dang it, it's autofocusing again. Thank you for playing and stay tuned for more. Bro, I was so excited. It's okay. You know what? I'm excited. I can't wait to play the rest of it. So there's something wrong with my blind date. This will be on itch.io's where I got it from. I will link it always. Please go support the official release. Check out their Patreon. They have a Discord. All of those things. And like, comment, and subscribe. Please and thank you. I will see you guys in the next video. What did you think? Tell me thoughts. Anyways, I love you. Goodbye.